All right, lovers, thank you so much for coming by. To my lovers out there, thank you so much for coming by. Happy 2021. I'm excited to be able to say happy 2021. It is sad and it is heartbreaking how many people were not able to make it to the other side. And if you are able to you were able to make it to the other side, you should be extremely grateful. You should be extremely motivated. You should see that the universe is saying to you that there is something that you need to do. And whether it is only going to be for the next few hours or whether it will be for the next 10 years, you need to be tuned into whatever that is so that you can do that and do it well. Don't worry about what others have to say. Don't worry about all of the critics out there. The universe brought you into this side for a reason. And for those of you with the old mindsets and the old ways and all those things, we're going to be coming to you live and direct here in 2021. So I'm going to make sure that I life coach you guys a lot more often, that the clients are not the only ones that are getting the great tips, because there is a lot that I see happening on social media and I see happening when people call me. I'm the person that get in the middle of the night phone calls when individuals are, everyone in the household's fighting and yelling and screaming, and people are possibly calling the cops and all those kind of things. And I'm having to bring in that one voice that says, look, there's another way that we can do this. And sometimes I get the crying and I don't know how I'm going to go on. And there's just a host of different things that happen. And I think that some of the things that they say, well, thank you for getting me through that. This is something that you shared with me. Why don't you ever share that with your listeners? So let's give a lot more of that in 2021. Okay. So first of all, we'll be talking about Moody today. So I need you to tag your Moody friends. I need you to tag your Moody family members, your Moody coworkers. Tag, and tag again. Because this conversation today is for them. Not for you, because you're not Moody, girl. You were just Moody earlier today, but that was just a moment. I know. And then you were like that yesterday too, but girl, that's just no particular reason. It just came out of nowhere. And then the week before, and the month before that, those were just episodes that happened. You had no explanation for it, but you definitely do not term it Moody. So you just tag your friends, girl, because it's not about you. All right, so will Moody block happiness? Will Moody block happiness? Surely you have made the wise decision right now to leave all of the emotionally unstable friends, family, associates, co-workers, whoever was emotionally unstable. You left them over there in 2020. Now, I'm not telling you to leave them completely and not go back and pull them, but you may have some growth that you need to do, and that's the reason why you left them over there in 2020. And then when you get done with everything that you need to do, you're going to have something great that you're able to give them, and then you're going to reach back and see if you can walk alongside them again, right? So give them a few months before even inviting them into the new year. Can you do that for me? So I want you to do this. I want you to explore today the thin line between Moody and happiness, okay? Because there is a very thin line between Moody and happiness. And people may tolerate your constant Moody for a while, but it will begin to wear thin on them. It will begin to wear thin. When a person's emotions is how Urban Dictionary describes Moody, right? When a person's emotions go from extreme high to extreme low in a short period of time. This variation can sometimes be scary, it can be irritating, or even annoying, okay? So let's talk about maybe annoying and irritating first, right? So the type of emotion where the individual is it's just irritating, right? Like one moment you're talking to them and you could be all having a good time and you're laughing and you're playing and you're having a good time, and then you'll say this one thing and it's not what they want to hear, right? And you can still be just kind of lighthearted speaking, right? But you'll say something and it's not what they want to hear, and then they'll just switch it up, right? So let me try to see if I can go, dig into my, diva actor skills to see if I can give it to you guys, right? But here's the deal. You could be having a conversation with someone, right? So you're like, girl, what's going on? So Were you wanting to go shopping today? All right, girl. So we're gonna go shopping. Let's go over here. We're gonna do this. And one thing that we are gonna do, I think that you should get another sweater because, girl, you know you've had that sweater so many times on. So let's go and get something new. Yeah, I knew. I want to go shopping. I definitely want to go shopping. Hold up. Why the hell you talking about my sweater? You know that kind of mood switch. That's too moody for me. Like, your whole mood has switched to upset because you heard that one thing that you did not want to hear. And that one little thing was able to kill your entire joy where you're not even able to continue on with this wonderful girl trip shopping spree that was planned. Right? That kind of moody person. Or that person that got in line and then the cashier upset them and then they just go off and then the next thing you know, they're moody. Right? And then I could do that sometimes, right? All of us do it, right? Like you'll have this moment and then it upset you so bad that you end up going on and on about it. But the other people around you are like, okay, let it go. Like we don't want to hear about it anymore. Right? So just let that thing go. Like don't switch the mood up. And then you have to pull yourself back and be like, you know what, they're right. Don't let this one thing ruin the entire day. Right? But a person doing that constantly every day, like you know the moody people that I'm talking about. I'm not in your environment, so I don't know their name, but you know who I'm talking about, right? So they just have this way of there's a conversation going on and everyone's having a pretty cordial, decent time. And then that one thing is said and they don't like the way that it's said. And then they just flip it up, right? That's probably what was kind of being hinted at by Lauren last night on Real Housewives of Atlanta when she was having the party for Portia, for her sister Portia. And she's like, yeah, so that Kenya thing is going to be a no. Like, I don't want her to come. And she didn't really say exactly why, but just felt like there's something about why her coming that I know would mess up what we need for this moment to happen, right? Maybe it's because if we look back at the flashbacks that were shown, you're always doing something that causes some kind of conflict over a comment that makes your mood change so quick. And then it starts getting really, really messy, right? Who's the Kenya in your group? Who's the Kenya in your family? Who's the Kenya at your job? Always trying to find a way to make something messy and flip the mood and try to make everybody go in the direction of the mood that was flipped. Right? So let's go back to that dictionary explanation. Thank you so much for the shares. Let's go back to the dictionary. When a person's emotions, Urban Dictionary, Moody. When a person's emotions go from extreme high to extreme low in a short period of time, this variation can sometimes be scary, irritating, or even annoying. Scary is also something that can happen. Like you just spazzed out, like you may hit somebody. I've seen some people do that in a way that, you know what, I don't like the way that happened and I don't want to be around you because of the way that you reacted over something so simple as they didn't put sugar in the iced tea. Or, they didn't put ice in your tea the way that you wanted, right? Remember when I shared that over on the podcast some years ago? Just simple little something like that can make you flip all the way out and ruin the entire night for everyone at the dinner table. Everyone's having to go ahead and pay their check early and leave because you have caused such a scene in the restaurant. Moody, a thin line between moody and happiness. So will Moody block your happiness? That's the question. Will Moody block your happiness? Look, a moody person may get moody for me even asking, right? They already have gotten real mad about who does D Shields think that she is to come on here and tell me about when I can snap off and when I can't snap off and what it's going to do and the audacity of her saying that it's going to do anything to my happiness. I'm happy with me. You may be, boo. You may be happy with your you. You may be happy with your fly at the lip. You may be happy with always saying something that causes some kind of confusion or saying something that, that shouldn't be said. And then that thing gets messy and then the person has to confront you because that person went and told them that you said it and then they're confronting you and then there's an argument here and then you're going back to the person that told what you said and then there's an argument there. If that is your way of being happy, you're going to lose a lot of people around you after a while because that is not their happy. Some of them may front for a while because they just want your company and they don't know how to get away from you. But the first thing smoking, like, a group of single girls and you have one of those moody persons in your group, as soon as they get a man, girl, they gone. They're never coming back. They were so tired of all that drama all the time, right? So they're going to go get that with their man and they're going to spend all their time with their man and they're no longer going to have time for you, right? And you may have been happy when you were hanging out with your girl and she's no longer getting to give you the time of day because she would rather be with her happy lover than to be around your moody. There's a thin line between moody and happiness. Whether you want to hear that or not, there is some inner work that you need to do if you are moody every day. Everyone is entitled to a moody day. Boo, get you a moody day and some hot tea and make it a hot toddy. Do whatever it is that you need to do and indulge into that mood for that day. But when you are moody every hour on the hour, when you are moody every day on the next day, when you are moody every week on to into the next week, when you are moody month after month after month, year after year, you have a problem. There is a thin line between if it is going to block your happiness in the future or open the doors to lots of happiness in the future if you do not go and get some help. No one is that goddamn mad. No one. Anyone that is that upset has probably been through something traumatic, and I identify with that. I can relate to that, and you have to go get help for that. Right? I'm not coming down on you on the why. The why is what you need to get to in the counseling session. I'm the life coach. I'm here for the not. Can we call it the nah? I'm here for don't do it. So what is it that I could do for you as your life coach? I could suggest to you that you go to counseling because my job is to make sure that you do not walk around thinking that being that type of nasty and moody all the time is going to get you anywhere other than the stuck place that you're in right now. There's greatness out there for you. There's a great life out there for you. If you lift that mood off your shoulders, you could do meditation. You could do yoga. You could go for a walk. You could go for a run. You could eat better. You could choose better foods. I'm telling you, some of you are moody just because of the way that you eat. Right? Like you just dog on stubborn about the foods that you take in every day. No one can tell you right from left about it. You insist on doing it. You see what it's doing to your body. Your scale broke 8 months ago. You refuse to go buy a new one so it can keep on telling you the truth. Right? You know that what you're doing to your body is creating something that is causing you to be moody. Food will make you moody. I am here to let you know. Remember, I'm the skinny girl that gained weight, right? So I am here to tell you the journey and the differences in it, right? So when you're smaller, there is a moodiness in smaller too, and we'll get to that in a minute. But when you're smaller and you're doing all the right things, exercising, when I was constantly running and we were walking the track and we were eating all the right foods, and there was a lot more of better days in that. There was a lot less cranky when you wake up in the morning in that. But when you start putting on that weight and you're putting in those bad foods into your body, there's even a what the health show that you can watch on Netflix that will take it even deeper than that. And y'all will see why I'm on 7 days of no meat once you watch that one. But there's something about all that crap just getting in you and you're not detoxing it out and you're not working out and sweating it out and getting it out your body, and it begins to impact your brain and create moodiness, crankiness, snapping off, going off on people, and you don't even know why you're doing it. Even when you go finish and come out of the snap off, you're like, why was I like that? This girl, it's the damn food. That's it. So sometimes just changing the way that you eat, changing the way that, if you're not going on a walk, if you're not doing any floor exercises or, anything that kind of helps you to, jumping jacks. This is one that I love. This is an easy one. People say, I can't join the gym. I can't go do this. I can't go do that. Always, every client has, something and a schedule, and I get it. I respect everyone's journey. And I say, well, let's slide this one in. So let me slide this one in for you guys, and let me see if this one works for you. So I always tell my clients, find a corner, get on your, favorite pair of shoes, shorts, tank top, right? And do some jumping jacks. No gym membership required. You need some water. You're going to be tired, right? So you can get some water, so you may have to put a little money behind buying some water. But that's it. So you could grab a bottle of water and you could get on a comfortable outfit and get into a space where you're not going to hit your toe and hit your hands and the ceiling is high enough. And do some jumping jacks. I mean, just knock them out. And tell me, when you do those jumping jacks, and then you go take your shower, and you go take your bath, and you go put some makeup on your face, and you comb your hair to pull it into a pretty little ponytail. Throw on some lashes, girl, because you know how I feel. The lashes will give you all your life. But do something to make yourself feel really beautiful, and then go make a cup of hot tea and sit down with your favorite book. I promise you that mood's gone. And if it's not gone, come holler. Come holler. I'm going to have to charge you more. If that does not take your mood away, my life coaching fee will have to go up for you because you're going to be a piece of work. Jokes aside. But listen, I'm telling you, there's a thin line between Moody and happiness. And Moody will block happiness. Men will walk for Moody. I don't even know why he ghosted me. What was your mood like? Right? You met him on Tinder? And on the third day, you guys went and y'all were on a bowling date and he saw somebody that he knew and it was a girl that he knew from the past and you started arguing with him and then you had one of them relationship arguments with him like you've been with that nigga for like 5 years, right? And then he just ghosts you and never talked to you again. Boo, you're Moody, right? Like he told me about it because he's one of my life coach clients, right? But I'm here to let you know you're Moody. And no one told you. So maybe it just needs to be on a podcast. Just click the share button. Please, lovers. Let's check the comments. Click the share button. Click the share button. Because maybe you don't know you're Moody. And if you don't know, if someone doesn't know and no one ever tells them, that's, the guys, don't think that I give the men a pass. When the men come in here and they're life coaching with me, they do not get a pass when they tell me the reason why they ghost someone. Right? Because some of the things that they're ghosting you for, there is a way that they could communicate that with you and tell you and see if a second date will bring about something different and at least give you an opportunity the second time around. Because what happens is when the men don't do that, that's when they end up dating, 4 and 5 people in a 3-day, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to make my not 3 days, but 4 or 5 people in a 4 or 5 day time frame, right? So it's just important that they tell you, but then I'm also here to tell you because sometimes you guys are questioning, why did he ghost me? He brought up politics, which he's learning in life coaching sessions not to do that because it's just Tinder. Right? It's just a date. It's just the beginning. You just met the person. He tried to tell you what side of the stick he's on, and he didn't need to do that because there's no place for that when you first meet someone. But you reacted to it with your moodiness about, maybe Trump or, you had some kind of a reaction, right? And if that happens, then guess what? So, I'm sorry, you guys. I was looking to see, do we have any comments? Okay, so the comments look like they are clear over there. But I'm hoping that I'm making a point that you all can relate to. I'm hoping that it's something that is helping you. I'm hoping that it's something that you're going to share with the next person. If this is not for you, you will share it with the next person. Put it on your page and see if someone will listen to it that they need it for them, right? So it's always not about me wanting your likes, and your views. We know that likes and views either come or don't come. So I'm I'm bothered by him. People say, why do you go on all the time and you don't have that many followers? Because I'm unbothered. I have to do what I do for that one person that needed to hear it, right? The next person and the next and the next, that'll come. That'll come when it comes. But you need to share it so that it helps the next person, because someone said some things to me in a Moody situation, and it brought me to a place where I had to learn not to allow I have a trigger word, right? And I used to have a trigger word, we should say, and I learned how to not allow that to bring out the worst in me, still have a voice with it, but not let it bring out the worst in me, right? So I had a situation where an off-duty police officer was policing a restaurant, and it was back in Austin, Texas, and he came over and he decided to just be a racist and, treating us one way. And it was only a set of 8 people, 4 at my table, 4 at the other table. The white guys were cursing and doing whatever, laughing. We were doing the same, but he came for us, right? So it got messy, and then he came and brought his, I don't know why. He went to go he was like, I want you guys to leave. And he brought this bucket of water, and we had our food at the table. And he took the towel and started cleaning off the table before we didn't even move. We weren't even leaving yet. And started cleaning the table and getting soap in our food. So he created a whole kind of different scene. And as we're going through it with this particular dude, then he decided to use the N-word. So in my early 20s, I reacted to that in the way that I had to learn not to let that word take me into a Moody that will take me into something else that will then turn into something else, which you managed to do, right? So, about the 3rd day when my daddy got me out of jail, you pretty much can understand how that situation went. About the 3rd day when my daddy bailed me out of jail, then I was like listening, right? So I was like, Dad, why did you pick me up first? He picked my sister up and left me in there a whole hot minute. I was like, all I had was, you know how some people say, well, I'm going to just do what I got to do. At least I'm going to have 3 hots in a cot. I had like 3 sandwiches a day in a cot. Like there was no hots going on up in there. But that's Austin, Texas, downtown jail for you, right? So I was like, why'd you leave me? And he made me sit down outside of the jail before going home. And he was like, I'm going to tell you something. That N-word, that one right there, it's not going anywhere. Not anytime soon. And this was years ago. Decades ago. And he goes, it's not going anywhere. How right he was. And he says, so you cannot react to it in that way. Yes, you can say how you feel. Yes, you can say what you do not want for how people to treat you, etc. But you will not violently react to the N-word, right? And it was a lesson that I had to learn, right? And I was like, right, that changed the whole mood of the whole night. Like it was a New Year's Eve and we were having a great time, and it ended up changing the whole mood, right? So in essence, the lesson that comes from your Moody, how many bridges have you burned? How many incidents have you gotten into over your mood because you didn't like something that was said to you? Every day people say things to us that we do not like, but you can say it. Like I see a lot of people try to get into the whole, race wars that we have going on. I have learned with racist white people, I have learned how to speak at them in a way that it usually makes them back off. Right? And I don't have to call them out their name. I get a little sarcastic at times, but that sarcasm can be a gift, but not in a way that's really harsh, you guys. So pull that harsh out of your tone. And if you do not know how to do that by yourself, you are going to have to go to counseling, right? Especially if that's the way that you're reacting in relationships, if you're reacting like that at work, if that's the way that you're behaving with your family, or in different social groups, right? Some of you guys are in a lot of groups on social media. I'm always being invited to groups that are on social media, right? So for people that are in those social media groups, that's a lesson that you can learn as well, right? You get so nasty to the point where I'll see some of you post up. This is something that you will see me unplug sometimes from social media, but there's no need for me to take these breaks. But sometimes I'll see some of you saying, all right, I'm about to take a break, and it's usually after you done cussed out this one and got into it with this one, and then this group over there cussing and fussing with this one, and then telling this one about her man and how she is, and you guys are just all over the place. And then when all of that becomes too much because your Moody has created all kind of scenes, then you gonna take a social media break. Girl, social media said thank you. Social media was unbothered unapologetically. They were glad that you took that break. But you don't need to take a break if you learn how to get your Moody in control. Okay? So stop allowing your Moody to create so much unhappiness. And I'm telling you, when we're looking at what's the bottom line answer today to the question today, D Shields, the answer is this, lovers. Yes, by the majority, Moody, unstable Moody, irritated, always angry, cranky, creating chaos. At the drop of a dime, somebody could say something and your entire mood changes, and you create these scenes and you're loud and you're going off and you're doing it. Sometimes people will tolerate it with you for a little bit, but after a while people will grow distant with you. Yes, the answer is yes. At times Moody will block happiness. Happiness from hanging out with friends who encourage you and help you be a better you. When they start distancing themselves from you, you may find yourself in a world of unhappiness. Family members that don't want to deal with you anymore, like say if it's your children. Your children are going further and further away from you because you're constantly moody. And it's just up and down depending on where you're at for the moment. Like your at doesn't even make sense, right? Like I'm the life coach that's trying to make your at make sense. Where are you right now? And what is the end goal for where you are right now? And what is it that you're trying to do? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? And why is it that something can make you snap so quick and take all that away from you in a matter of seconds? What within you are you upset about? Finances? Relationship? Something that someone did that you're still bothered about, that they're no longer bothered about? What is it? Dig deep. If you can't get it done, can't get a plan together, go to counseling. Because being unhappy, because you're moody, what is that doing for anyone but running people away from you? Get your moody in check. Get your moody under control. And it's a controllable action. You're being stubborn if you say, that's just the way that I am, D Shields, and you're not about to come around and change me. No, I'm not. A changed mind is a miracle that rarely happens, and when it does, it's a beautiful thing. But it's up to you. You are going to change you. You are going to work on you. I'm here guiding and hoping that you're getting something from it. But you have to change you. Quit talking about people. Stop being messy. Get out of people's business. Stop spreading gossip. Get your ass. I wanted to say get y'all fat asses off the phone. But sometimes that's just me cutting up. See? Stop being moody, D. You know what I'm saying? But get off the phone and go for a walk. Quit gossiping. Quit it. Cut it out. Stop being messy. Find out what makes you act like that. Right? There was this thing when I used to be in the whole gospel realm of things, and I used to listen to a lot of gospel music, and some of you are familiar, and CeCe Winans had one. I can't remember the song, but I used to use the basic lyrics from the song all the time. And, my daughter would get moody and, different things would happen. And she'd say, Mom, I don't mean to act like that. And how can I not act like that? And I would tell her, ask the Father to help you not to act like that. And I still tell you to this day, go out into the universe, speak it into the universe. Ask God to help you not to be that way. You know that what I'm saying to you is for you. You stayed this long because you know that it is something about what I'm saying that is triggering something in you and you desire to change. So ask the universe to help you see it and do it a better way. Get a life coach. Stop clowning the basics in life. Everyone has a life coach, boo. You're the only one left resisting it. Get a life coach. Get a counselor. Your life coach is going to tell you if you need a counselor anyway. Right? Moody is not cute on anyone. Whether you are Kim Kardashian or Flava Flav. That is no shame. Moody is not cute on anyone. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's just one of those things that it erases looks because it shows up before your physical beauty can ever even be seen. Right? So, yes, that's the answer. Moody will block happiness. All right, you guys, share this out. And can you do that for me? Tell your friend to tell another friend that it's 2021 and I'm about to level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. That's it, you guys. Thanks for coming by.